hello there. We are live.
We're live from the back of a fucking van, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is the On the Road special.
But it's more than just that.
It's the 1 year anniversary.
Now, this is only episode 40.
Yeah. So we missed a few weeks.
Missed a couple.
12
weeks, but...
Don't turn that off. It keeps flickering. Saying fuck it to the light.
Fuck it. You guys don't need lighting. All you need is my beautiful chocolatey voice.
You guys like the ghetto setup, by the way? You can tell I got the mic here.
Yeah, hopefully it sounds all good, but we're just gonna jump into this. We've been on the road now for about 12 days.
11 days.
11. I don't know what's going on anymore. We've had a hell of a trip so far. We started off in Tofino.
We started off in Nanaimo.
Okay, well, we started in Tofino. That's when the trip actually started.
So 3 days into it?
Dog, are you kidding me?
We were in Ucluelet. We met that. You got to start at the beginning.
Doesn't count.
Yeah,
no,
it does. No. We got hammered in Ucluelet.
Doesn't count.
Why not?
All I care about is the surfing.
Why?
Because it was the best part.
You got to recount the whole thing.
All right. Fucking explain then, boss.
So we started off in the Nanaimo for a night. I'd say that was probably one of the better campsites we went to for campsites. Wasn't bad. We had a pretty wicked view when we got there. It was like sunset, and then we could see like the whole Horseshoe Bay and everything. Pretty nuts. And then, or not Horseshoe Bay, but Departure Bay. And then we went the next day. We went to Ucluelet, and we met we went out to a bar that was up the road from our campsite, and met this fucking random couple. That one of them had a book, has 200,000 followers on IG. And the other guy was just a fucking surfer bro.
Yeah.
It was they were both super chill people.
It was super chill. Yeah, it was a great time.
We ended up getting hammered. And then we went to Tofino.
Now, Tofino was my favorite part so far on the trip because we were on a nuts beach and we went fucking surfing. Now, we got a fucking... Dude, our surf instructor.
Oh, yeah.
So we had this French guy. And it was... normally, when you would have a surf instructor, you expect him to be like, all right, this is how... you need to stand up on the board. This is how far back or how forward you need to be depending on your weight. You got to do this. Here's a basic knowledge of the currents and shit like that.
And then as you're going also, because coaching you, okay, this leg up, okay, keep going on this leg, okay, there you go, you're up.
This guy, I shit you not. I'm not even joking, Trey. He comes down, he's like, all right.
He's a French guy.
He's a French guy, but for the sake of the story, since I can't do a French accent, it's probably going to be Russian. He's like, all right. He bends down on the fucking beach, takes his finger, he starts drawing the beach that we're on, right? And he's like, all right, don't go here or here, you will fucking die. And I'm like, okay, man, all right, I won't go near the rocks. And then he's like, all right, here are sandbanks. Now what you do is you come here, and then you surf through this part, go out this part, all right, now watch me surf.
Literally, though, and then he goes out, he's like, yeah, don't catch tiny waves, you must catch the big waves. And then he hits the dinkiest wave I've ever seen and just shreds it.
And then he just chilled on the beach for 20 minutes.
No, he was out there. He was just he was doing the thing where you just dangle your legs off the side. And he was like, big one coming. Well, here's another.
But yeah, man, it was a good time. I ended up getting up. I got my surf on. It worked out pretty good.
Yeah. Everybody in the group got up except for me. I got up twice for a grand total of about 0.5 seconds. It was terrific.
But at least you got up.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the worst part about a fucking wetsuit, dog, is
I thought they were terrific.
Okay, wetsuits are weird. There's dry suits and wetsuits, I found out, right?
Yeah.
Now, a dry suit will keep you dry. Obviously, hence the name.
I would hope.
And a wetsuit will let in a tiny layer.
Mr. Henderson, would you like to make an appearance? There he is.
Hey guys, what are we talking about?
We're talking about wetsuits.
Wetsuits?
Yeah.
Wetsuit, dude, fucking wet shoes, man.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking for the fucking bird.
Anyway, so there's wetsuit. Apparently, it keeps a thin layer of water inside the wetsuit, and then your body temperature will heat that water up, and then that will keep you warm. But the problem with that is all the water will sink down to your toes.
Yeah, then you're just walking in a puddle the whole time.
I was literally it was water in my shoes for 9 hours straight, or something fucked. Dog, my ankles have been itchy as fuck ever since.
Dude, your skin's just fucked.
It's been a week. It's literally been a week.
Oh, Mr. Ian.
Hello.
I heard you guys wanted me to make an appearance, so I decided to come and party.
These are all of the boys we've been traveling with. Myself, Noah, Ian, and Mr.
Hello
Henderson.
there. We are going to go get drunk. So,
You already are drunk.
No, we haven't been drunk. We've been drank.
We've been drank.
We've been frank.
All right, dog.
Fracked.
Well, I'll meet you down on the beach
We'll
there.
meet you down there, boys.
Enjoy the
Have a
beach.
good one, fellas.
Enjoy the
Yeah. Can you close that other door?
Yeah, me. I got you.
You gotta lock it, dog. Jesus.
Absolute animal.
Bunch of hooligans. Thanks, boss. Holy
sweet.
fuck. This is the most, like,
Shit.
rank episode
Oh, yeah.
Clouded
this is-
Judgement of all time.
If you want to call an episode like ghetto, this is the one. But at the same time, it's kind of funny because, like you said, it's like we're going back to our roots. We're just gonna be dark as shit, by the way. There's literally no lighting. I couldn't bring any lights with me, so
Obviously. What are you gonna light up the van?
I would hope.
No.
Hold on, I got it.
We did, what? No, dog, we're good. We're good. It was not you're gonna tell camp stories, ghost stories, put a light under your chin. Yeah, man, we have no idea what's going on in the world anymore because we've been fucking out of service for a long time and we've been
Disconnected.
off the grid.
It's beautiful though.
It's good. It's a fun time, but
All I know is that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his entire family have COVID-19.
yeah, it's kind of funny though. As soon as this guy buys the
Tequila.
XFL,
Oh, the
tequila,
XFL, yeah.
it's just Rona. And he's like, his whole thing about like that tequila company was like, oh, I want to bring people together.
Yeah. Get
Hey, well now the owner has Corona, so
Is that proving a point, or is it proving a point?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think
So
if anybody's body is gonna fight off coronavirus, it's The Rock.
Well, yeah, he's literally a rock.
He is a rock. He has 500 pounds of pure muscle.
Is he 500 lbs?
I don't know how many lbs, but
I'm
I
gonna
know
look
he's
it
like
up.
6'3" or something, and he's monstrous.
Yeah.
Now,
How much does The Rock weigh?
let's be honest though, he's been ripping roids for a long time.
Do you think it was like a lot of it was?
Oh, dude, you literally cannot maintain that body type as a fucking 50-year-old man unless you were on steroids.
Yeah, true.
Are you
true.
kidding me? It's
Yeah.
hard enough to get that body. It's pretty borderline impossible unless you have perfect genetics to get that body when you're fucking 25.
He's 260 lbs.
He's a heavyweight in the UFC. Just making it.
What's a heavyweight?
265.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna clap people in the UFC? He was a wrestler. Could take him to the ground and just ground and pound.
We'll see what happened to Brock Lesnar, though. And Brock Lesnar was a behemoth man.
Yeah, that's true. Just thick.
He was a thick boy. Dude, there was talks for a while about Logan Paul fighting in the UFC.
Really?
Yeah. Well, dude, straight up, though, I don't think he would do that bad.
Just depends. I don't know.
On
What division would he go in?
I don't know, 170 probably. Or I think he fought fucking KSI at like 200 pounds, something like that.
So yeah, let's say like
Let's say it cuts
between
to
170.
170.
Yeah, 170.
You don't want to go any higher than that, especially if you're fucking
not good.
not good. But dude, they let another like WWE guy in. So they let Brock Lesnar in and he did good, remember?
But he was
He was a nuts wrestler. He was like
Yeah.
an NCAA D1 wrestler
Yeah,
and he
like
was
he was
fucking
actually
and
good.
first of all, that man is a unit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
have you seen the picture of his daughter?
Is she massive?
Dude, looks exactly like
Show me,
him.
show me.
It's
There's
funny.
no way.
No,
There's
it's,
no way.
Bro, it's funny.
Does she have the jaw? Would you pipe?
Was-
Listen, she
pipe?
would fuck you. She's probably got a bigger dick than I do.
On it probably. Oh my god.
She's like Ben 10. She just morphs into this chick. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay, this is better. This is better.
Ooh, that's her?
Yes,
Dog, look at the traps.
I know. She's built. She's built.
What
for
the
sure.
fuck? Does she play like sports? Obviously.
I would imagine.
She's a shot put champion.
Yeah.
Shot
Unit.
put.
That's what I'm saying.
Dog. She looks like an 80-year-old man.
Oh my god.
Jesus fuck.
Dude, she's probably literally clearing the field with that ball. Just launching into the stratosphere.
Hitting home runs with a shot put.
Launching howitzers out of that thing.
Fucking speed of sound shot put throws.
As soon as it leaves her hand, just all yours. And then they just go. Literally a cannon.
Dude, imagine being like a normal girl and having to compete against her. Or being like a normal man having to compete against someone who was like got those fucked genetics.
Oh yeah.
Like there's some that are like, there's some genetics that I see where I'm like, that's not normal.
No, it's not.
You know that guy
There's
who's
like-
always the villain in movies? He's like that fucking massive man. What's that movie with okay, what's that show? The Office. What's the main guy in The Office? What's his name again? Stephen Carell?
Yeah.
Steve Carell. He was in this movie. It was about being a spy. What was it called? It was called like Get Smart. So there's a guy who played the villain in Get Smart, and he's the villain in like every fucking movie. This guy, he's so big.
Was it the guy who played Thanos?
It was not the guy who played Thanos, but you will 100% know who this guy is.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But anyways, he's just like fucking massive, and it's not like, it's almost like he has like a disability in a way to make him this massive. Get Smart cast. No. 27. Is it 2017? I don't know. I gotta find it. This guy.
Oh!
Unit.
Oh, yeah, no. What's his name? Fuck.
Dalip Singh.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to guess that, but sure.
Look at his chin.
He's a unit.
Imagine the cock
Look
on...
at his biceps!
Imagine the cock on that guy.
Oh, probably retarded.
Dude, there's some like...
Dude, I think that was a legit thing, though, for the longest time. Like, the Russians, when they were, like, back in, like, Soviet-era Russia, they were, like... they were taking, like the most beautiful people, and they were like breeding them together, or like the most like gifted and like athletes, and that's what they were like. And then they would take their kids and like train them in fucking like train them in like Olympics stuff.
Yeah.
That's how like they were just pumping out the most unreal hockey teams. And
Who is this?
Soviet Russia, because
Yeah.
those hockey teams too, all those guys were also in the military, so they were also like killing machines and just yoked.
But then they were just nuts at shot put.
Well, shot put, hockey, whatever the fuck you want to say. Like, they were winning gold medals, man.
Yeah.
They were killing the game.
But wasn't Russia also got caught in that like scandal where they were doping?
Yeah, they were just giving guys.
Did you ever watch that? Did you ever watch that documentary?
No.
So it was like a documentary where a guy was doing, I can't remember what it was called. I watched it. I can't remember what it was called. But it was about fucking like the Tour de France and like those biking competitions.
yeah.
You know, like Lance Armstrong.
Armstrong.
You know,
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong got caught with all those roid stuff, right?
Yeah, and one ball. Legend.
What?
Pretty sure he has one nut.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let me look it up just to be sure. Keep telling.
But so this guy, he was like a biker, right? And he's like, all right, I'm gonna do this race completely sober, not on any steroids.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do the race again, but I'm gonna be monitored by all these doctors and all this stuff, and I'm gonna do this race again on steroids.
Yeah.
And then midway through filming this documentary, he uncovered that Russia somehow, because he had like a Russian doctor helping him with these steroids and all this shit, and then somehow it came out that Russia was cheating in the Olympics with steroids, and he was uncovering it during the documentary. So halfway through this documentary, it completely flips. And then they're uncovering all this shit, and they figure out how they did it in the Olympics. And they would literally, like, because they have tamper-proof pee bottles, right?
Yeah.
And they would have, like, exact replicas of them. They would pee and put them in this locked room, and then they would, like, fucking drill a hole in the room and, like, take out the bottles and replace them and do all this shit, and
That's
it's fucked.
fucked.
It is fucked. I can't remember exactly how they did it, but it was something along those lines. And they uncovered it during this one
Like, the
documentary.
completely different thing.
Oh yeah, it was not supposed to be for that in any way. It was supposed to be
That's so
about
fucked.
steroids,
Yeah.
but it's not supposed to be about the Olympics in any way.
Yeah.
Not about this, because like that racing, bike racing is not in the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I also think it's funny how like in that like when they figured it out that Russia was like doping or whatever, and like they said, okay, yeah, Russia's disqualified. You can't perform at the Olympics, so they had to perform at like the Olympic athletes from Russia, like that's what their banner was or whatever. And then finally, the hockey team finally gets the gold medal, but it's not in their own uni. It's like, get fucked. And now that the fucking the Chell is allowed back in the next Winter Olympics,
yeah, it's over.
they're never winning another gold medal.
No. It's funny how, like, it doesn't make sense how they would ban, obviously, all the best hockey players or whatever sport will be playing in the best league, right? Like, let's say football's in the Olympics, right? Or basketball. basketball's in the Olympics, right?
Yep.
So say, because don't they usually ban NBA players from going to that?
Nope.
Not for the Olympics?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, but say they ban.
Because that's where like the dream team came from.
Yeah, I thought that they banned it, but they banned NHL players, right?
Yeah.
So, what doesn't make sense to me is that obviously the Olympics is a competition throughout all the best athletes throughout every country in the world, right?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you would ban the best players in the world if they're all playing in the NHL, though. It's dumb. Obviously, it makes sense because they're under contract and they can't get injured, but it's fucking...
That's the whole thing, though, is that it's like a big money thing for the NHL. Like, they're missing because all those players go away in the middle of February, so either the NHL has to stop altogether because so many good players are leaving, or their teams have to perform without them.
So what are they doing this year?
Well, I think in 2010, they just stopped the NHL for, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, Vancouver was being used, right? So Vancouver would have had to relocate to another thing anyway.
Yeah.
So they were like, hey, fuck it. We'll just, stop it for now, and then we'll figure it out. And they just stopped the league for, 2 weeks. That's why, when everybody came back, they had, that big ceremony of, Luongo and stuff with the gold medal, and then Kessler with the fucking silver. Eat shit, Lamar.
It's hot as balls in here.
It is.
Oh.
We're cooking.
We are cooking. No, man. I don't know. We were,
Hold on, well, we didn't even finish telling the whole trip.
The trip?
Yeah, we got to Tofino in wetsuits.
Wetsuits, fucking... Oh, yeah. So we were ripping wetsuits all day. It was actually, not that bad, because I felt jacked in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
you should see some of the pictures, just buns.
Just buns. Now, it definitely is like a push-up bra for a butt.
Yep.
It made my ass incredible. Get a little water on that too. Get it glistening in the sun, and then I'm just paddling on my fucking surfboard.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, cheeks were poking.
Should have seen Ian. That guy's got a wagon.
Dude, Ian has the biggest ass I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even joking either, though.
No, it's actually he's thick.
He's thick as hell.
Yeah, it's nice.
Dog. He'd be doing those single leg raises that girls do, that butt workout.
Yeah.
Dude, we've talked about this before, but the biggest thing that pisses me off when girls work out is that they lift soup. Not all of them. Obviously, some of them will fucking bench press me and throw me 30 feet, right?
Yeah, like Brock Lesnar's daughter.
Yeah. But, dude, there's so many girls that our age, people that we went to school with, people that we know, where there's I don't want to curl too much weight because I don't want my arms to get big.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. It's not dude.
Dude, if I could curl slightly heavy and have my arms get yoked, is that not the dream?
Dude, well, the thing is, why wouldn't every guy be jacked then if it was that easy? If you just had to curl 10 pounds one time, girls curl fucking 5 pounds. And they're like, Not all of them. This is a very sexist conversation that I'm starting. I'm also a little bit drunk here, boys. We're on vacation. It's all good.
Yeah, I think the oil I took is just starting to kick in.
Yeah, we got to talk about the oil, too.
Okay, so there's Mr. Hendy decided to buy it's an oil that has it's basically pure THC oil. But the deal with it is it's like an edible, so you put it in this little syringe, which makes it look 10 times more crackhead. And then you put it under your tongue, kind of like CBD oil if you've ever used that.
Yeah.
And you let it simmer, and then you ingest it, or you swallow it, and you wait. And it's I don't know, what time is it? I took it an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just starting the climb, you know what I mean? Because it's a climb. Let me get that straight. You'll be buzzing for 5 hours plus.
The thing about this oil, dude, is, well, first of all, it looks like you're doing heroin.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So you got to be careful about where you do it.
Yeah.
Second of all, so it's a little bottle about the size of a CBD oil, and it has 900 milligrams of THC in it.
Yeah.
It was $40 from a legal dispensary.
Yeah.
Now, what doesn't make sense is I went there a couple weeks ago, right before we left.
Yeah.
And my brother wanted some edibles for his trip because he's in Soyuz right now. And He's like, yeah, just get me like 3 packs of 200 milligram edibles. Ideally, like 20 milligrams of gummy, right?
Yeah.
Completely reasonable.
Yeah.
That shit, like, you can buy that normal, like, not, I don't know, I've never been to, I don't go to dispensaries that much.
Yeah.
But, like, I know that exists, right? So I go in there, and I get him a dab pen, which he asked for as well. I asked for these fucking edibles, and they're like, oh, yeah, sorry, the legal limit is only 10 milligrams in 1 packet. I'm like, 10 milligrams in 1 packet? They're like, yeah, it's like 2 milligrams per fucking gummy. There's like 5 in there. And you're like, I'm like, all right, do you got anything else? She's like, well, we have this oil. It's called like devil cum or something like that. It is It's called devil semen. It has 900 milligrams in 1 bottle. I'm like, how much do I have? Just a drop.
Put a drop under your tongue and wait 6 hours and you'll be flying.
Dude, it literally, like, it doesn't make sense how that's legal and the other edible is not.
Because I don't think that's classified as an edible. It's an oil, right? Like, I think there's supposed to be different uses for it, and you're supposed to, like, be able to use it to mix in to make edibles. Like, kind of like a butter, maybe. Or I was thinking, possibly that you might be able to dab it. You know what I mean?
Like smoke it?
Yeah, like those, you know those Phoenix tears? Like, those come in like an actual oil that you can either ingest or you can smoke it, I'm pretty sure.
Might be the same thing.
It could be, I don't know. But that's just a guess. I am entirely unsure about that. So don't.
But it blows my mind that it's only $40. It's 900 milligrams.
Yeah, and you literally fly on this shit.
It is so fucked up. And the thing about it is that it hits you 3 hours later after you took it.
Like, you take it and you'll be like, oh, I think I feel it. I think I'm doing it. And then, like, 2 hours later, you're like, I feel it. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones.
My body.
You have a fucking out-of-body experience, like from fucking Doctor Strange. Just gets yossed out of his body. It's like that.
Like,
3 hours later, it's just...
Trey's in his astral body again.
There he goes.
You're just fucking sitting there. Yeah, dude.
Well,
We've had a good time on this trip. I almost died the other day.
Oh, yeah, okay. So let's catch up. So,
yeah.
After Tofino, we hopped back across the old, is there like, it's not like the Vancouver Strait. Like, it's not called anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, we hopped back across the strait back to the mainland, and we drove, I think we got back across by like 11, and Noah was an absolute madman and drove us.
I was saying 11 p.m. because it was Friday that we left from Vancouver Island back to Vancouver area, back to the mainland, and we surfed all day that Friday, and then we left around 6 p.m., 6:30 around that time.
We were all bag tired.
So Hendy drove us from Tofino to the ferry, which took a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then our ferry was at 11:30.
It was at 10:30.
Sorry, 10:30. We got around 11:30 midnight back to the mainland.
Yeah.
And then I ripped the Sea to Sky because we went straight from the boat straight to Whistler.
To meet up with more friends that had an Airbnb up there.
And so I buzzed that real quick in the van.
Yeah, we were like cooking around corners and like we're all like, holy fuck. And then Noah's just dialed in. It was great. It was a terrific ride.
Yeah, it was great. So we went to Whistler. We had a blast. Drank a lot of beers. Played a lot of beer pong. It was fucking real.
The boys didn't know I could play pong. They didn't know I could handle.
Can handle the pong. Trey hit the craziest trick shot I've ever seen in my life.
I've hit 2 of them on this trip.
Yeah.
2 like nasty. So like the trick shot basically was that in Tofino? Or was that in West? Yeah, it was in Tofino. Yeah. Because it was
it?
Yeah, I turned around. It was on our second campsite in Tofino.
Okay.
So anyway, we're playing. I get my ball back from a fucking bounce on the table, grab it, walk away, and I was like, somebody else earlier just decided to do like the behind the back thing, like where you're just facing the opposite way from the board and you yoss it behind you. And so I was like, I guess I'll do that, whatever. Left-handed, mind you. I kind of like pretend to bend backwards and do that. I was like, I'm not flexible at all. I was like, fuck it. Just sat there. I was like, fuck it. Yeeted it. And like, as I'm turning around, I hear like,
there was 1 cup left.
Yeah.
Was the last cup.
No, it was 2. It was 2 cups.
Was it?
Yeah, because it still counted as 2, but it was the 2 cups that were left.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I lost that game.
Yeah, so me and Hendy cleaned up. Ian and Noah had to eat that one. And then just yesterday we were playing, and I just took a regular shot, tried a little bounce shot, bounced once on the table, twice, went the wrong, like the cups are here, went the wrong way, and then hit a crack on the table and bounced into the cup. Everybody was like, the fuck?
Yeah, dude, you the beer pong champ. Now, anyway, so after we went to Whistler, we went to this place called Lillooet. And Lillooet is about a town with 5 people in it.
It's very small. It's really nice, though. I don't know. I think
really, really nice.
It's very quaint.
It's very, very nice. Very nice scenery, huge mountains everywhere. Very nice, like, lakes and rivers running everywhere. Now, this was the place where we decided we're going to take mushrooms.
Yep.
Now, the boys got real fucked up on mushrooms. And it was a weird mushroom trip for me. It was the first one where I'm like, I want to eat stuff.
Yeah. I think it's because we started smoking.
We started smoking halfway through the trip, and so we're like, all right, let's start making s'mores. So we lit a fire, we had our campfire going, and we were mucking some s'mores.
Yeah.
And,
dude, for some reason with shrooms, sorry to cut you off, like, for some reason, they've just been, like, they don't kick in for me. Like, everybody I'd say for probably, like, so we all took them relatively around the same. It was about 10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Hendy and Ian took them first, and within, like, 45 minutes, they start fucking giggling, laughing, doing the regular shroomy shit. And I think I'd say about another 20 minutes, yours kicks in. I don't think mine kicked in fully for, like, another 2 hours. Like, I was just chilling there sober, and everybody was having a blast, and then all of a sudden we're, like, walking back up to the campsite, and I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, dude, it was fucked. Now a little disclaimer here, because Ian's not in the van, but Ian was having some weird trips, apparently.
Oh, he was having, like, a sexual experience.
He was having a
revolution.
sexual experience on mushrooms, and it's so fucking weird to me. I have never had this.
No, neither have I. I've never even remotely been, like, horny.
No.
And this guy was he was seeing visions of, like, the clouds and the stars fucking in the sky.
And he was just, like, laying on a field rock hard. I'm like, Ian, we're in a fucking field right now. Are you kidding me? There's nobody around because...
Man can't control himself.
No. And he's like, I gotta do it. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be one of those guys. You're gonna be the crackhead beating off on the street.
You know who he's gonna be? Jonah Hill in The Wolf of Wall Street. When fucking Naomi comes, she's like, so fucking hot, and then his wife comes. What was his name in the movie?
Don't remember.
Donnie, what the fuck is wrong with you? Starts beating him up. So funny.
That was Ian on mushrooms. But yeah, anyway, so I almost died. We lit a fire, we were making some s'mores, and
this is on shrooms. We're all tripping.
On mushrooms. I was swallowing a bite of my s'more, and somebody made me laugh.
Was it full s'more or was it just marshmallow?
It was full s'more.
Oh wow.
It was like cracker.
Yeah.
Full s'more.
Chocolate.
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 And the cracker got kind of stuck in my throat when I laughed with like a bit of the marshmallow, and then I like tried to cough it up, and then the marshmallow went straight up my nose.
So Buddy's got no valves open.
I've got no valves open. I could not breathe.
And so for me, I'm like just fucking zoinked out of my gourd, looking at the fire, chilling, and I hear Noah like, boys, and I'm like, the fuck's going on over here? And you're like doubled over, and I'm like, you good, man? And you're like, not replying. I'm like, you good, man? Again, like I say like 2 more times, I'm just looking at you. I'm not doing anything because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And you're like you like cough, and then like you finally like you spit. You didn't like you swallowed it, but you like spat after, and you were like, oh my god. And I was like, what? And you were like, I was like, were you choking? And you were like, fuck all of you. I just about died.
Everyone's just fucking looking at the stars. I'm in the corner like, help me, I'm dying.
So yeah, that was...
Your boy survived another episode. Another episode is able to be recorded.
Yeah, imagine right before the 1 year and it was just dead.
Imagine if I died. Dude, I'm surprised it didn't traumatize me more being on mushrooms.
Dude, see, that's the thing. I think that's just a sign of like a strong will, if that makes sense. Like, I
think I was just super fucked up. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, that and the fact that, like, I don't know about you. Well, I mean, I guess you have had, like, fucking freaky times on, like, shrooms and or on edibles, not shrooms. But, like,
yeah.
I've never fully freaked out on anything, and I don't think I ever will. Like, whenever I've been in a bad spot before, especially on, like, edibles, where you're just like, oh my god, I'm dying right now, like, this is too much. And it's just like, well, I asked for this, so I might as well run it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna fucking bitch out, I'm living with it, so let's enjoy it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I think it's like my brain just doesn't let me have a bad time.
I know what you mean.
Unless I'm drunk.
Unless you're just hammered.
Just blitzcranked.
Just puking.
Just franked. Puking in Hotel Belmont. That didn't happen, by the way.
Did not happen, Hotel Belmont.
If you're watching this, which you are, because we're the biggest podcast in BC.
We are the biggest podcast in the world. But yeah, man, we went to Lillooet, and then we went to Kelowna, stayed with my aunt for a day, and then now we're in a Soyuz, and this is our last day. And then we're back home, so next episode we'll be back in the studio.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Your aunt's a beauty.
My aunt is a beauty, I know.
Dude.
I told you guys.
Dude, so like we went out drinking the one night, like when we got to Kelowna, and then me and Noah got in a little argument. It was adorable. It's very childish, but it was adorable. We were a little drunk. And then the next morning, we wake up and Auntie Lois, she's like, I got breakfast and coffee made for you. We're like, no way. We go inside. This woman was chefing up.
Dude, she made so much food.
She chefed us up a beautiful hash with steak in it, eggs on top. We had like a little breakfast sandwich with like these like sausages. And then she made us like toast with homemade jam and a full thing of cinnamon buns.
I was like, Auntie Lois, I'm 175 pounds.
I can't eat all this.
This weighs as much as me.
So I don't want to die. Gonna have diabetes.
Kill me.
Literally.
She's like, you're never leaving. Diabetes.
Dude, it's like the classic grandma thing where it's just like, oh, have.
Dude, what's with grandmas and making way too much food?
I think it's just like a pastime because they're all bored, man. They're all fucking retired and shit, right?
Yeah, it is. But I guess it is what it is.
I ain't complaining, dog. I ain't complaining. I'm
eating good. I'm mucking those fucking Cinny buns.
Yeah. We still got some.
We got some Cinny buns. We're gonna muck them after this.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah, so we're in Soyuz today. Me and Noah. Well, you mentioned that Dawson was here yesterday. So
my brother's here.
Me and Noah yesterday, after we had a few bottles of wine at a nice little restaurant up the road. Enjoyed ourselves. First time I've ever been wine drunk. It was an enjoyable experience.
Oh, really, right? Yeah, you're not a big wine guy.
No.
That wine was pretty good.
I like the last bottle the best, for sure.
That's the one that I picked.
Yeah, that was like, no, that wasn't the one that you picked, because she came back, she was like, yeah, we ran out of that, all we got is this expensive-ass bottle. Give it to her for $24. We were like, okay, cool. Okay, lady. Dude, she was a beauty. Our waitress was like this, like, she's probably like 75-year-old G-ma. Absolute beauty. She was so kind.
Dude, I don't understand how it was so cheap.
I think she gave us a discount. All the bottles were $24. Legitimately, I think so, because we kept picking ones that were out of stock. Mm-hmm. She didn't bring us a single one of the ones we asked for. Actually, no, I think Ian's was the right one.
Yeah.
But Hendy's wasn't and yours wasn't. So Ian's was probably cheap already. Mm-hmm. Probably didn't go ball out.
But yeah, man, wine's like an acquired taste. I feel like
100%.
There's shit that you become a little bit more acquired to, like taste-wise, as you get older.
Even beer.
Beer, yeah. Remember when you had like your first sip of beer when you were a kid? You're like, I'm never having this again. I remember mine when I was camping. Still tastes like shit. But I was camping, and I'm like 15, 14, something like that. And my mom's like, hey, you want a Budweiser? I'm like, yeah, I'll have a Budweiser. I was playing fucking Uno or whatever. Did all the lights just shut off in the van?
Yeah.
Did the battery die?
Maybe. We'll figure it out. We'll finish recording. Over the pod. That one's different.
Solar.
That's
Anyways,
solar. Yeah.
So, what was I saying?
No idea.
I was the first time I ever had some beer.
Yeah.
It was I was camping. I was playing some Uno with my family. They're like, hey, you want a beer, Noah? And I'm like, yeah, I'll have a beer, right? So I take this Budweiser into our trailer with my brother.
Yeah. And
I shit you not, I was forcing it down my throat. When I say every sip was like, I'm like, how the fuck is this enjoyable?
You literally, yeah.
Now, If it's like sunny outside, now when I'm like 21,
Sunny. Just cut
sunny.
the grass.
Just
nice Miller Lime. The Ricky special.
Get out of here. Nothing's better. It's enjoyable to me.
Well, yeah, because you get hammered and you're like, I'm hammered.
Not even for that, but you can have a single beer and enjoy it. Doesn't get you
Every
hammered.
now and again for me, yeah.
Like,
Every now and again. I've found out, like, over the past little bit, dude, I'm not a drinker. I'm really not a drinker.
but we fucking, like, even when we record podcasts, we'll have a single beer, and it's not to get you drunk or anything.
No,
it's
it's just
for
because
the
it's,
taste. It's
well,
nice.
yeah. It is nice,
But
yeah.
eventually, when we upgrade the studio one day, when we move out, we make a nut studio.
Glasses of wine
Yeah, glasses of wine on the podcast.
And
Fucking
it-
glass, whiskey on the rocks
with a cigar
with a cigar
and a joint.
and a joint. Let's do heroin on the pod.
We've discussed this before. We're just going to upgrade to further crackheads.
Full circle. We said this on the first podcast.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Look at
Dude,
that.
we've come a long way since the first pod.
Oh, well,
Honestly,
yeah.
think about like the upgrades we've done in a year.
Okay, well, look what we were recording on
Yeah.
earlier this year. Literally earlier this year.
Yeah.
I didn't have this.
No.
I didn't have this or like any of this shit. I didn't have my fucking camera.
We had a pool cam. We were recording off your PC,
Yeah.
running off my dad's.
Like old as fuck, like interface with like it was a lot.
Now, don't get me wrong. We still rip the same mics on the pod.
But those
But-
mics were good, but we have like different interface, laptop, better camera. Like it's the whole setup's been
We
upgraded,
have
and then the lights. Like
like
lights.
it's fucked. But like I'm happy where we've become in a year.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to think like, dude, in another year.
Well, especially like I'm gonna be done school. I'm gonna get like better gear because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, make some more money. Like I'm gonna know what I'm doing more so the editing wise and
Yeah.
just quality. You know what I mean? Especially with audio because we're doing audio production
Next
in
year,
this coming semester. So that's
Hell
another
yeah.
thing, man. Fuck.
audio production. That's
No.
what I'm so excited for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot of it in the first year, but in your second year for sure. But
I'll definitely ask some questions. I'll just be like, yo,
no, yeah. It's just
I got these side gigs, and like I know I'm gonna learn it next year, but can you give me some tips?
yeah. Well, talk to
right
Sia.
now. Yeah.
Talk to Sia. He's an audio engineer, literally.
Yeah. I'll talk to him.
What was I gonna? Oh, just fucking school in general, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's happening again. Like we're going back. So you're going back in a few days here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back in delayed by a week because of the COVID.
Yeah.
So
Dude. The setup they got in our school
It's
for
fucked
COVID
right
is
now.
fucked.
it's fucked. There's like we have like an editing bay, and more most of the time it would be like any other place where it's a big long desk with computers along the whole thing, keyboards, everything, and then chairs stacked up like just in like a row of like 10, 15 people.
Yeah.
Now they have it like they've taken like half the computers out, and then they fucking put plexiglass and like lines on the ground. Like it's fucked.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to go to school in a hazmat suit.
Literally, it's weird for you, especially because you never experienced it like normal.
But I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be pretty sick to have like
Days at home and stuff.
days
yeah,
at home
yeah.
for Zoom, and then I don't have to commute and all
Yeah.
this shit.
It's gonna trust.
Save
you're gonna-
money in gas. Save
That's
money in.
that's what I'm looking forward to, man.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Are you excited though?
Yeah, I'm pumped.
You're going back into it, eh?
Yeah, I'm going back into it.
Guy's been out of school for what, 3 years now?
500 years I've been out
Dude,
of school.
it's kind of funny too though, because like once you hit the 3-year mark, for the most part, if you're not in post-secondary yet, a lot of people say like that's the like after you're done, like after you pass the 3-year mark, you're not going back to school.
Because you feel too old or whatever.
Yeah, or like you're in your work now.
Mm-hmm.
But like I got in, I was gonna go in 1 year.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. And then in like the second, like it was like 5 months later, I was like, fuck it, I'm applying like right now. Like
Yeah.
so the day I could, I did.
Mhm.
And then you did the year after.
Yeah. I'm happy I waited though. It's good to get like your feet under you before you jump into it a little
Oh,
bit.
no, 100%. You're right. Yeah.
That's one thing that I'd suggest to anybody like getting out of high school is like wait until
Take
you
time off.
Take time off. Just work, chill, figure out what you like to do.
Yeah.
There's so many people who, whether it be school or their work or something like that, that's all that they spend their time to.
Mm-hmm.
They get gas from all that stuff, and then they come home and they have no hobbies that they're working, not necessarily even working towards, like video games, good pastime, but you have shit that you can work on. I have MMA. We have the podcast. We have
hockey.
music. We have hockey. We have everything. Sure, it's going to be hard to stack time to find time for everything,
Yeah.
but it's better than doing nothing.
Well, and that's what I don't understand. Like, so many like chicks, like they just say, "Oh, I just sit in my room all day on my phone." I'm like,
on Netflix and watching
How?
Netflix. Like, give me Netflix suggestions. I've watched everything on Netflix. Like bitches on there, like Instagram. Stuff.
Yeah.
Dog, you've watched everything on Netflix?
Dude,
Hey, go outside.
I find it hard enough to watch like Avatar. You know what I mean? Like if I get a couple episodes in, I'm like satisfied with just that amount of TV.
Yeah.
And usually it's while I'm multitasking. I'll put it on as background noise while I edit or do other work.
Well, that's the thing about like, especially our generation being so electronic based in all of our hobbies.
Oh yeah.
Our attention span is going down and down, right?
Or do we have the attention span of fucking goldfish?
No, but when you think about it, when you were a kid, you could focus on one thing and you'd be fine. So whether it be like a cartoon that you're watching, you'll have that. You'll watch the cartoon. Or you're playing fucking Lego and you're focused on the Lego. Or you're doing this. But now, you have to be doing something with your hands while you're watching something in the background, while you're listening to music, while you're doing this. And it's just all these fucking things.
It's sensory overload.
It's sensory overload. You can't focus on one thing.
Yeah.
But it's so you don't feel alone in a way. It's almost like when you're by yourself in your house, you always have the TV on so you don't feel like you're by yourself, you know what I mean?
Well,
I don't
okay.
necessarily do that.
I don't put the TV on, but I do play music if I am in the house alone. And that's not so much for the feeling of not being alone, because I you know me enough, I enjoy being alone.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. But I put it on because I take so much enjoyment out of music.
Yeah.
In the way of it's still a dopamine thing for sure, but it's just out of the fact that, and you're the same, you just enjoy listening to music.
Yeah. And there's people, you can like any genre, it's the same thing. Like regardless if you listen to fucking Young Thug all day.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're still enjoying that music. Like I don't care. Country's not for me, but any other type of music.
You know what's funny? Because country is bar none one of the most popular things. And my old boss explained it as this to me. He said, if you're a country fan, you are because you don't listen to music.
A country fan?
Yeah, because most of the time, and this isn't for every song, but most of the time, country songs are very basic. They're 4/4.
Yeah.
Easy to get with in a beat.
Yeah.
They're fucking, like, very relatable topics, i.e. drinking, working, that kind of thing, because the majority of people... Trucks. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very broad thing, and it attracts a lot of people. Whereas, like, if you listen to fucking... just, like, small artists, you like that kind of thing, I think it's more because you're listening for something deeper in the music.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna bring up an album that is in. You know what? That doesn't make sense, because I was gonna bring up like T-Pab, because but everybody loves that because it's Kendrick. But at the same time, there is something deeper to that album. If you want it, it's there. Oh, yeah, I still think it's very.
But then people will listen to
popularity.
songs that are like all right.
Yeah.
That song's like the big. Well,
it's like a
biggest song
banger.
on the album. Yeah, it's a banger. But same thing with like. There's so many albums that will have certain people will just skim through the albums and listen for the bangers. They don't listen to the whole album, which nowadays most of the albums that come out, it's like that, where they have 12 songs on an album and
three of them are good.
3 of them are bangers, which people can listen to whenever, right? Which they're bangers, but it's not. There's not a story to the album. There's not a deeper meaning to the album. Which the albums that are considered like the greatest albums all have a deeper meaning behind it. They all have the same thing. There's songs that have deeper meanings behind it, right? Like think about like Good Kid, Mad City, another Kendrick album. A lot that's the album that I've been listening to the most recently.
I need to listen to it and like listen to the story again, because obviously like I'm not the biggest rap guy, but Kendrick still like as a music fan, he always seems to pull me back in.
Yeah.
Like there's just something to it. You know what I mean?
It's timeless music in a way too. Like that's like
I would say like if you were going to compare it to anybody, he's like the Tupac of our time. You know what I mean? Like he's the one that's having one of the biggest, just not even music impacts, it's culturally impacting.
People have been saying that Juice WRLD's the fucking
but they
Tupac of our time. They say the same thing about X.
Yeah.
Now, the reason behind that is because of the large impact they had over a small amount of time.
But Tupac was going longer than both of them.
Yeah, but he had a huge impact.
That's what I mean. Like it was. I think people underestimate how big it was. Like it was massive.
Yeah.
What that guy did for music and
Yeah.
just black communities and stuff in general.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't, obviously, he rapped about a lot of the stuff that people don't like, i.e. drugs, chicks, money, you know what I mean? But at the same, there was a lot of songs that even people like my mom will listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it has something deeper to it.
Yeah.
I can't think of any songs off the top of my head because I can't, but I'm
Yeah.
also so high right now. Holy fuck.
That juice is kicking in.
Oh, we're on our way up on the coaster.
On the coaster, eh?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man. It's just like, it's in a way, it's more than just chords and lyrics, right?
Yep.
I don't know. It's just the way that I look at it, the way that a lot of people look at it. And I think people relate to music in different ways all the time, right?
Yep.
People
Well,
they'll listen to Post Malone to get through a breakup or whatever like that.
Yeah, well,
like,
emotional support.
Yeah,
and
emotional
stuff.
songs like that.
Well, and even like you said, it's not just like lyrics and like chords. I would say it's not just sound that you're listening to.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is relatability, right? That's
Yeah.
why people relate to certain things. Now, I don't understand how people will relate to Gucci Gang by Lil Pump, but
I mean, banger. You put
Banger,
it on at a
hey,
party
that's
and
what I'm
people,
saying.
"Yeah, Gucci Gang."
dude, you remember like
Molly.
some of the what, Molly?
I'm on the Molly. I'm on the beat.
Fucking right, it's a little pump relatable.
Little pumpernickel.
Little pumpernickel. Dude, that guy's not been around.
Did he just drop?
There's a lot of artists that they get released from their label and they just want to chill for a bit, and I think that's what's going on with him right now.
Could be, yeah.
I don't know if he's off the label or not, but I feel like he is because labels will push you to drop shit all the time,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, I find that with like that kind of stuff, like with him, I also think it's a lifestyle that's hard to keep up with.
It is.
Because he's known for drugs. You know what I mean? Like his characterization is doing a lot of drugs and being fucked up.
Yeah.
And like that's the whole
I don't think that's
shtick.
it's not a good there's ways nowadays that a lot of people try to cater to. Not ways, but a certain style where it's easy to pop off on.
Yeah.
You can get fucking famous if you dye your hair a certain color.
Purple and you're all crazy.
Well, that's the thing now is like a lot of what rappers are trying to do, it's not even your music in a way. Like, sure, you can drop a banger that's about drugs and bitches and all this shit, but it's your like the way you look.
Yeah.
Which
it's your seemingly like personality.
Not necessarily that, but like what I'm saying is like a lot of the rappers nowadays, like they try to have a certain look to where you look at them and you're like, oh, that's that person. I know you because of that. The first rapper pretty much that did the whole colored hair thing, I'm pretty sure was Lil Yachty. Remember when he had the red dreads? That pretty much started the whole thing, and he became famous for being that rapper with the red dreads. And then there's 6ix9ine who has the fucking multicolor thing.
It was him, X, and Trippie Redd that I can remember.
Yeah.
That had different colored hair.
Yeah.
Because Trippie Redd, I'm pretty
But it's
sure
a
also
weird
had
thing now
red.
that everyone has this like a specific hairstyle.
Well, it's because... Oh, no. X's was the first one. Because he had the half black, half blonde, half like brown hair.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure before he blew up, Lil Yachty blew up before that.
Because he released Broccoli, right? Was that him?
Broccoli. It was him. It was like
that was
couple
2016.
Songs, like Minnesota or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. And he was just like, a regular guy in fucking Florida and university that was making fun of him because he had these red dreads.
Yeah.
And then he popped off, and then everyone knew him as the guy with the red dreads.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's weird, but that's just what I'm saying. Like a lot of like these rappers nowadays, they try to cater to that sort of way that he got famous.
Yeah.
By having like a specific look to you.
Yep.
Same with Kodak Black, right?
Oh, yeah,
He has those fucking whatever the hell's on his head. Dude, that guy's in jail still.
Is he?
Yeah.
When did
He's been in jail for a while.
When did he go to jail?
Like last year.
Oh my.
He's been in there. But it's that thing where it's just kind of like where you grew up in, right? Like you get caught in that.
When did Kodak go to jail?
He went to jail, I think probably like September, October maybe.
April. Wait, hold on. 4 years in prison.
Because he got out, but then he went back in right away.
Was sentenced to jail on Wednesday. That was November 13th, 2019.
Yeah, November. Still in. But, yeah. It's just like, But then there's guys like Kendrick who grew up in that lifestyle where they get out of it because he didn't cater towards that. You know what I mean?
He tried to break out of it. He made an effort to move on from it.
There's other rappers who do that too, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like, who was it? Lil Baby. He's a guy who's blown up a lot recently, right? Like not recently, but in the last like couple years, right? He's one of those guys who was in that lifestyle. He was selling drugs or whatever, wherever he's from, Atlanta or something like that.
Lil Baby or Da Baby?
Lil Baby.
Is he the one with Young Gravy?
No, that's Baby No Money. He's from Vancouver.
So high.
Oh, yeah, I gotta talk about him after too. But yeah, like Lil Baby, he was one of those guys where he was making so much money selling drugs and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I'm making more money selling drugs than recording music.
Yeah.
And Young Thug, who was in that lifestyle, and then he became a rapper. I don't know if he's still in it or not, but he was like, yo, like, Lil Baby, I'm pretty sure, was one of Young Thug's prodigies in a way, and where he was like, yo, I will pay you what you're going to be making selling drugs to go in the studio because I know you have talent.
Fuck yeah.
So, and then it worked out. And there's a lot of people that I think who are in the underground scene who think that they have that it factor, but they don't really.
Yeah.
Where they're catering towards that drug lifestyle. They're rapping about that.
Isn't 6ix9ine kind of like that? He's kind of a wannabe, in a way.
In a way, but he, there's a lot of controversial talk about him, about just in general, just about what he did and everything like that. But it's hard to understand. But anyways, Baby No Money. Do you know what he did recently? No. So he's a Vancouver artist.
Yeah.
Gotten really big off. He was one of the first songs that blew up on TikTok, right? And now that's what everyone's trying to do. Remember that La 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 song?
Yeah.
That was one of the first songs that popped up on TikTok, I'm pretty sure. And so he recently released a video where him and another guy, I think he's the only rapper in the song, but it's him and another guy like in this like convertible car. They're dressed up as drag queens. And it's total love from the LGBTQ community right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're like, oh, you're so fucking... I love it. You're so hot, dressed as a chick. It's funny. It is funny as hell. I'll show you after, but...
That's Joe. I mean, but that's another move, like a business move. You could be like, who the fuck?
It's a business move, right?
Yeah,
because
it'd be like...
you don't have... No other rapper would really do that because they don't have the confidence to do that in a way. Now, don't get me wrong, Lil Baby, in a way, is catering to that kind of goofy rap. Same with Young Gravy, right? Yeah. But that's
I feel like just it's like you're rapping about something, and because you're kind of known for doing that goofy shit, when you do that, it's also seen as a not like catering, but it's just seen as representation for those people that don't get it a lot. So I think that's why like where all the love comes from.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, man.
Yeah. It is so hot.
It is so hot. We probably gotta wrap it up. We're at 52 mins.
Yeah, it's a good
episode on the road. Hopefully the audio is good for you guys. We're fucking boiling. We have to get going. We gotta go to the beach here. I
gotta rock this out.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, thanks for sticking around. That's 1 year in the books.
One fucking year.
Many more to come, hey? We're fucking solid. We stuck to it. We said we would.
And we have.
And
here's to another fucking year, buddy.
Oh, buddy, another year. Let's go. You guys don't even know what's going on, but yeah, guys, thanks for sticking around. The 42.
We fucking love you. The 42.
42.
And all of our Instagram followers.
Dude,
and all
back in when we first started the podcast, we said in the first year we want 25.
Was that it? 25?
Yeah, we said 25, and we almost doubled that. Yeah. Well, next year, let's double this.
Fuck yeah.
And then, yeah, guys, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you next week back in the normal studio. Thanks for sticking around. I love you guys.
We love you.
Peace out.
Au revoir.